Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with the summer transfer move to Arsenal. Still in the beautiful city of Volgograd. Vibes really starting to build now for the World Cup, especially as England's concerned. Lots of English fans yesterday rolling into town. I could see them as I was walking around. Some of them a bit worse for wear last night, but all in good spirits and all looking forward to England's game tomorrow here in the World Cup. And it's been fantastic so far at the fan parks. The weather's been beautiful. The people have been so friendly. And yesterday there was some good games. One that featured one of our boys, Alex Iwobi. Iwobi not having the greatest of games. Apparently he had a bit of a fitness issue before the start of the Nigerian game, and he did actually get taken off, and he wasn't the greatest, and they got beaten by a very decent Croatian team. I suppose you can't expect them to be beating Croatia. Croatia levels above them. So not the greatest of starts for Alex Iwobi, unfortunately. We get to see a couple more of our players today. Mesut Ozil, will he make his debut in the World Cup? There's a lot of talk that he may be left out of the starting lineup for today's game. He's another one that's been carrying a bit of injury coming into the tournament. We've known all about that towards the end of the season. He hasn't figured a lot, but Mesut Ozil could be making his debut today when they take on Mexico. And later on, baptism of fire time for two of our players. Stefan Lichtsteiner, of course, new boy at Arsenal, the captain of Switzerland, as they take on Brazil. That's a real test for him. And also Granit Xhaka, who's just signed a brand new contract. Granit Xhaka, of course, will be featuring in that game. He's one of Switzerland's main men. You know what? Talking of Granit Xhaka, I was talking about it yesterday, how he's got a new contract at Arsenal. New long-term contract, set to be like a 4-year extension. And I was looking in the comments yesterday, and not everybody thinks he deserves that contract. I was chatting to Troops yesterday as well. He don't think he deserves that contract. He reckons we should have moved him on. I'm not sure about that. I still think to myself that there's a player in there. Let's see if a new manager can bring that player out. He's definitely underachieved last season, but let's see if a new manager can bring that out. But I wanted to ask you guys today, actually, maybe we should do a poll on this. Did he deserve to get a new contract, Granit Xhaka? Because, as I said, looking through the comments yesterday, it seemed to be pretty split on whether he deserved a new deal or not. But Unai Emery said that he's a big part of his plans, and you know that he's very happy with Granit Xhaka, so Xhaka's in. But we'd love to hear what you guys have got to think about that one, Granit Xhaka nailing down a new contract. Now, one of the positions that Arsenal are looking to sort out this summer, it seems pretty obvious, is the goalkeeping position. And we're reading a lot of rumours today that Cech could be on his way out of Arsenal. Now, Cech, of course, had a really indifferent season last year. Had a bit of an indifferent time since he's come in at Arsenal. Now, we're reading today that Ancelotti, who's the new manager, of course, of Napoli, wants to be reunited with Cech and is willing to bring him in at Napoli, which, of course, would be very tempting to Cech. Was he to be that person who moves out? Of course, Cech is not going to be number one if Arsenal do make moves in the market. So lots of rumours flying around today that Cech could be on his way out and on his way to Napoli. Would that be the right thing to do for Arsenal if they were also to lose David Ospina? Because there's a lot of rumours going around that Ospina, who hasn't started yet in the World Cup, but of course is the main man for Colombia. David Ospina also is going to be on his way out and will be moving on this summer. Would Arsenal lose both of them? I mean, there's Matt Macy, of course, who's been sort of knocking on the door and looking to come through the ranks and maybe nail down that number 2 spot. But you're losing a lot of experience there. I mean, David Ospina, World Cup player, main man, as I said, for Colombia, has figured for Arsenal over the years in many of the big European competitions, etc. And of course, Cech, a guy who's won a lot of things in his career, bags of experience. Would it be wise to lose both of them? I don't think we should be losing both of them, but both of those keepers, both very experienced, are going to be looking on it and say, listen, I want to be playing week in, week out. especially Cech. I think Cech's definitely one who could go because he's going to want to play week in, week out. He's getting older, twilight of his career, but should we lose both of them, that'll be. I'm not too sure if that'd be the right idea. One thing for sure is that it looks like goalkeeper's definitely coming in. We've been speaking about it so many times on the show. Bernd Leno. It seems like it's just a matter of time, or that's what we thought. I said yesterday that there's these rumours going around that Roma, who might lose their keeper, Alisson, who you guys will get to see in the World Cup today. He's going to be playing for Brazil. Alisson, wanted by a host of clubs around Europe. Roma could bag a load of money for him, and they apparently are interested in Leno, and Leno apparently and his people are obviously thinking about it. Roma, of course, Champions League football. Arsenal, no Champions League football. The no Champions League football thing really going against Arsenal at the moment. But I still think that Arsenal will get their man in Leno, and that he will come to Arsenal. However, it's a really interesting situation that who goes, as I said, in the goalkeeper. If Leno comes in, for me, we should be keeping a Ospina or keeping a Cech with him. There's got to be some sort of experienced person that stays in the fold, in my opinion. But would love to hear what you guys got to think about that by leaving something in the comments and letting me know. Now, remember Malcolm. In the January transfer window, lots and lots of talk about this guy from Bordeaux, Brazilian, really tricky winger, quick, just what we need really. We know that we seem to lack, wing play, especially out on the left-hand side. And Arsenal, when they knew they were going to be getting rid of Alexis, were heavily in for this guy, Malcolm, said to be 50 million. Bordeaux were looking for him. Didn't materialise in the end. Arsenal ended up getting Mkhitaryan and Aubameyang, and it's got a little bit quiet on it since. But there has been a lot of rumours since the start of the transfer window that Arsenal still been monitoring the situation, are still interested in bringing in Malcolm, as Tottenham are as well. But it looks now that Malcolm is not going to be going to either Arsenal or Tottenham, and that he's going to be on his way to Inter Milan on loan. That's a weird one as well, on loan. I mean, if he's going on loan, would that not be worthwhile Arsenal maybe putting in a bid for him to come on loan to here? We need a winger unless we've got our eyes on somebody else. But looks like that the Malcolm to Arsenal thing is dead, and that he will be joining Inter Milan on loan. Now, Alexander Golovin, who lit up the tournament the other night for Russia, all the Russian fans have been raving about him. He's a very good player. Scored a great free kick against Saudi Arabia. Scored a great free kick against Arsenal when we played them for CSKA Moscow. Now, Alexander Golovin, lots of clubs immediately after him. He's only young, and he's a very, very talented player, and I think would do really, really well if we brought him in at Arsenal. CSKA Moscow have reacted to all this and saying that, listen, we would not listen to any offers under 25 million euros. Apparently, I think Inter, or was it AC Milan, one of those two have already come in and offered 15 million euros. Arsenal said to be really, really interested, even before the World Cup. 25 million euros for me, for a guy of his age, I think it's Golovin, he's 22, just looking at my notes there, 22, that would offer real value. I mean, 25 million euros, 22 years of age. He's selling a lot of shirts over here, trust me, Russian. That'd be good value. And from what I've seen of this guy, I think he's got the ability definitely to play at the highest level, to play for an Arsenal in the Premier League. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear from you on this one, but for me that would represent really, really good value. And a Golovin in that midfield, if we were to lose, say, Jack Wilshere, which is starting to look likely as the days go by, for me that would make sense. That would make perfect sense. Socrates, remember him? We know that he's been bought. I know for a fact that he's been at the ground, he's taken all the pictures and everything like that already, but it hasn't been announced. And I've been wondering to myself, why haven't they not announced this? It turns out that this is something to do with the tax laws over in Borussia, over in Germany, should I say. And Borussia Dortmund don't want to announce it, or don't want it announced yet, because they don't want the signing to go through until after July the 1st. So should be announced around about July the 1st, but Socrates will become an Arsenal player unless there's any last minute, you know, we saw the Nabil Fekir thing, but he has been at the ground, he's done all the pictures, he's done all the medical, it's signed and sealed. It's just to be announced, and it will be announced after July the 1st. I remember the feature I did on the show yesterday where I'm talking about players that would be a dream signing at Arsenal based off of the players that I saw the previous day in the World Cup. Yesterday I went with Isco. Everybody's going, hey Robbie, you got mad, you've been drinking too much vodka. Probably had been drinking too much vodka. I mean, he would be a dream signing. But today I'm going to go with somebody a bit more realistic who I see play yesterday. He came on for Argentina, and that's Christian Pavon. Now, we've been linked with this guy. He plays for Boca Juniors. Very, very talented player indeed. And I saw just in a little flash, what was he on for about 10 minutes yesterday? He looked very, very effective down that wing. He looked tricky, he looked quick, he looked strong. I really like the look of this guy. Arsenal said to be really interested in him. We heard this even before the World Cup begun. I think move. He looked, just in the cameo, and I know you shouldn't buy players based off of the World Cup, but he's my person for today that we should go for. Christian Pavon. Like the look of him. Arsenal make a move. Thanks for watching the show today. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget to check out all of our excellent AFTV does the World Cup coverage. We're over here in Russia. The England games tomorrow. Today, me and Troops, we're going to be checking out Brazil versus Switzerland. That's the main one we're going to be focused on today. We'll also be looking at Mesut Ozil, see how he gets on. So check out all of our shows throughout the day on the World Cup. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow.